But so what will happen with the program is the common question is, you know, how good is this land going to get? We're still farming it. We're still fertilizing it. We're still, you know, getting max production. So we're not being kind to it. We're driving on it with heavy equipment. So let's just say you want to rate soil from a 1 to a 10. And let's say where we are now, this is a 3 or a 4, let's call it, right? Maybe we get it to a 6 or a 7 while we're still farming it and maximizing our production. But then we're just going to hold it there, right? And you just maintain a very good, robust system.
Keep adding product every year?
Yes, because it's a trigger, right? Okay. So we're not putting any bugs down on your ground. It's a trigger. So all it is telling your native biology that things are back to normal and get out and do your job. So when I mean by back to normal, whatever was growing here natively would have sent down exudates and signals to get biology going every spring. Right, we need nutrients, feed us, and then
I'm hungry, and then I need.
Yeah, and the plants would be high in sugar, and they would start trading down sugars and different things and building complex proteins. But as conventional farmers, we're growing, just a monocrop, one species, so a very small trigger, and it's not a native plant. So we're not putting anything down into the soil to tell that biology to help our plants back and host to it. So therefore, our plants don't do that trade-off program. So they have no need to make complex sugars or complex proteins or high sugar content because we're just going to do it chemically. Okay. But where we have a plant, say on this side of the field, where that system is in place now, we've put down the trigger to say, hey, things are back to normal. Come out and host with the plant and let's go on this trade-off cycle. The biology, the bacteria eat up the applied nitrogen program. They eat it up and they're going to trade it back to the plant. This forces the plant to start making complex sugars, proteins, different enzymes, chemicals, and start trading it down because it wants nutrients, right? And it's a symbiotic relationship and away it goes. The difference between doing it this way, so if we're putting down a stimulant, we're lifting every square meter or foot or acre is slightly different, right? This little hilltop's a little different than that knoll, than that little low spot. The biology is a little different, right? There's just different environments. So that's why the fields come up nice and even. And even when they get heat stressed at the end of the season, you don't start seeing them dippy dive. They just stay nice and tabletop. Whereas if we try and use, say, like a biological, and we're going to guess, we're going to put down 3 or 4 strains. Well, that might be right for this acre, but it's not for that acre. And the window of life for those products is extremely low because of the survivability. So there's nothing like doing it with what should be there.
Pretty much that type of stuff. You got to be working it in.
You know, there's millions and billions of things we're dealing with there. We just want to crank up what was there and what should be there and what's meant to be there to do the job. And it doesn't really matter what we're growing on it. Once we signal that thing to tell it its native vegetation is back and it's going to go in this system, it's going to host to the...
from other places are going to spread too.
It's going to host to the plants and you're on the system and away you go. And then every year we bring up more and more of your native biology because it multiplies, divides, builds to a bigger population. Then really around -5, even the hardiest ones they're dormant, right? So the key is next spring when we do our pre-burn, trigger them all again. We're triggering more than last year and we're going to even do a better job. And it's the way we go.